Hello, guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the People's Club podcast, the first ever, the first to many. Welcome, everybody. I'm very excited. I'm Jean, your host for this week's. And let me get all the boys together with me and introduce yourselves as well. Welcome, Andy. Welcome to the first People's Club podcast. Welcome, Chris. How you guys doing?
All right, how are you?
Doing great, thanks.
Dude, is this
Welcome,
it?
AJ.
Is this it?
Yes,
We're
this is it.
here?
Finally, we made it. We made it. So let's do a quick intro, real quick for the people that are following and watching us. Let's go around. Let's start with Andy. So why did you choose Carrick Rangers? Why did you invest in the first place?
Sure. Thanks, Sean. Very happy to be here. First off, kind of got very much into football about 25 years ago. Like a lot of Americans, just from playing FIFA soccer, now EA Sports FC. Chose my team as Arsenal, and through the years, really got a lot more into it, going to the pub to watch games with people. And then this past summer, wound up going out to the UK for the first time. Kind of was inspired by Ozzy Osbourne was doing his last concert ever with Black Sabbath, and I'm like, it's now or never. I'm very happy I went because he passed away 2 weeks later,
Mhm.
and I love history as well, and so went to a lot of castles, and so I'm like, I need to get back over to the UK as soon as I can, and then popped up the ad for investing in the team, and it was a perfect combination to get to go over to Northern Ireland hopefully soon, and then also get into seeing the full town there and everything. And here we are today.
Andy, I got to ask you. This is off topic, but this is what I do, guys. So you saw Ozzy on his last show?
I did. I got very lucky that I got sick right when tickets were going to go on sale. Knocked myself out with some NyQuil right when I got home. So I was up bright and early at 3 a.m.,
Wow.
10 o'clock UK time, and I got a standing ticket. So I was like maybe 15 feet away from the stage when Sabbath played. And I was able, oh, there we go. And I was able to sneak in a stool. So I wasn't able to stand there for 15 hours. So I made a lot of friends around the world, getting to kind of give everyone's feet a little bit of a break, but never going to forget it, and very happy and looking forward to hopefully going to the Owner Summit coming up that we'll
All
probably
right,
talk
hang,
about
hang,
as
hang,
well.
Hey, hey, hang
we
on,
got
hang
time for
on.
owner summit. We got time. We get to Ozzy. 1 second, all right? So I got to ask you this, all right? You didn't know he was going to die 2 weeks later when you were there. So
I knew he.
were you
Go ahead.
disappointed at all in what you saw live with Ozzy at 70 as opposed to what you were expecting or hoping to see?
I was impressed that he did what he did because I had tried to go to a couple other shows that he canceled previously. And so I was, as long as everybody showed up on stage and at least was there, I was going to be happy. And I didn't expect him to pass away so soon, that now that he made it to the stage. But yeah, definitely a once in a lifetime opportunity.
That's crazy because I saw AC/DC back in June, May or June. They've always been on my bucket list. Went up all the way up to Nashville to go see them. And I looked like they were all going to die immediately after the show. That's how old they are. And I was incredibly disappointed. I'm like, all right, this is kind of cool, but I feel like I'm 15 years too late because every song was played at an extremely slow pace, and that's not AC/DC. So I was just wondering with Ozzy.
Yeah, he did as good as he could. He had to sit down for most of the show, but yeah, he made it through 9 songs, which was amazing to see.
Awesome. I'm sorry. Sometimes I
No,
do that.
that's
Just
okay.
snap me back. All right.
Let's move on to Chris. Why did you choose Carrick, and what did you invest?
Sure. First off, I see someone in a chat called Scott's Irish Football Owner. If you're like up watching this from Ireland, I salute you because it's like midnight there, past midnight.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's
thank you
definitely.
for joining us.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I'm kind of the old school, U.S. fan with a lot of U.S. sports, and then I even, I bought the share of Green Bay Packer stock, and even did that. I always wanted to be a GM or an owner. It was a dream of mine, but I wasn't born rich, unfortunately, or didn't have one of those silver spoons. So Even though I've looked into it quite a bit, I've talked to the UPSL and to the NPSL, trying to see how much it was to even get a team there at some point in case I ever won the lotto or came into some money.
You would never know.
Yeah. So, but it was weird because I actually became what's called an intermediary for the United States Soccer Federation and the FA. I kind of got thrown into that. I was representing as an agent advisor, WNBA player, and then some agency said, well, we need somebody in our soccer branch. So I did that. And one of the things I was a part of doing that, I would always get a lot of people. It's not just player representation, but you would get clubs that were for sale, and they would always come to you, hey, any clubs for sale and all that. So, I always had the desire and the itch to get involved with that. Started going to Europe to a lot of games. I've been blessed to go to a couple of places. I would say the Drip and Pan in a place called Lewis FC, which I have community ownership in, is a fan ownership. They play in a place, it's an old salt mine called the Drip and Pan. It's kind of one of the bucket list items. You wouldn't think so in the Ishman Premier League, but it is. And then I went to Borussia Dortmund and saw a game, and anybody can go to that. And they were actually publicly shared, so I was able to buy stock in that.
Is there a team that you don't have an ownership stake in? The Yankees, the Marlins? My goodness.
But Carrick's been the best by far, and I'll say that because first, if Michael's watching this, thank you for the opportunity.
Yes,
definitely. I know I'm a pain in the ass to you because I sit here and email him, where's my order? He just got back with me today on a couple orders and the owner's kits or the owner summit links for the portal. So I'm sure he's probably tired of hearing me, but that guy's amazing. It doesn't matter what time of night, I'm always getting responses from him. So I feel like I picked the best organization to get into. And when I got into it, I saw a Facebook ad, which when you see those, you're a little leery anyway, because there's a lot of scams on Facebook. So, and I've never been in WeFunder. I didn't have a WeFunder before. So I went and did that. And I decided, I researched them. And this is one of the clubs, because usually the models are pretty poor in soccer or football.
Yeah.
As far as making money, player assets, a big deal. And Carrick was always in the black. I compared them to a couple of other teams that were available, and they were in the black, and that meant a lot to me because I've been in, actually, as you say, I had shares in Tottenham Hotspur at one point. I even had a lady get me a certificate over there because in the U.S. you couldn't get one, so she mailed me one, and then I bought some shares there, but then they sold out. And then I was actually in a Swansea City trust at one point, and they sold out, and that was kind of a nightmare because people in the trust got left hanging. Which that would be the only thing I ever get nervous about is with Carrick is if somebody ever came in and bought us, what would that mean for us? And so I do think about that quite a bit. But I have a lot of faith in Michael, his background, what I've seen, and I think it's a good fit. And I love the interaction. I mean, I can't wait to meet some of y'all in person at the owner summit. So this has been a really good deal. It's given me an outlet to be involved.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And how about you, AJ?
Man, dude, if you would have told me a year ago that I would be an owner in any sort of soccer team, that I would cover Inter Miami, that I'd be going to the MLS playoffs tomorrow night, I would have told you stop smoking the crack. All right. I never watched the soccer game other than maybe an Olympic event here or there. I love this sport, dude. I grew up on baseball. And my wife mentioned the other night, she goes, you don't watch baseball anymore. All you watch is soccer. I said, yeah, I dig it. I love it. And how I familiarized myself with soccer was Welcome to Wrexham was the first step I took. Mm-hmm. And then somebody recommended Ted Lasso. I'm like, I was entertained. I don't know if I learned that much about soccer, but a little bit though, I guess.
It's a good way to get introduced to the sport for sure.
It's coming back too.
I heard that, yeah. And I had it on all day, but I changed it to a Ranger shirt. I had the Inter Miami Ted Lasso, you got to believe shirt on all day today. But no, I wanted to get involved. I mean, that whole Wrexham thing, kind of like Chris, I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I got to work my tail off for everything. Mm-hmm. So I don't have Ryan Reynolds or McElhaney sort of money. This popped up, and I had done one thing with that We Fund or whatever it is. Before years ago, I bought a movie studio into it years ago, and it worked. And they're making movies, and they put them
Yeah.
out. And I don't know that this investment. I didn't do this investment to thinking about how much am I going to pull out. I just did it because I thought, hey, this is going to be fun.
Mhm.
So I'm here. I'm enjoying it. I get to meet all you guys, and so far so good, man. I'm digging it.
Thank you, AJ.
How about you? Why'd you get involved?
Well, for me, it's very simple. Since since I can walk, I've been in the world of football, soccer in US, obviously soccer, and I played academy level. I coached academy level. I been in different types of departments in the soccer industry, events, team ups, and now a video analyst. So for me, the next step was get a little piece of what I love the most, which is soccer. And then I looked at different opportunities, kind of like Chris. I was very tempted by different different ownerships options, and then I, I I put a list down, and I said, okay, pros and cons, and Carrick was the obvious choice for me because of where they are in the league compared to others, where it's way lower. There's a lot of struggle when there's no investments. When you're in top leagues, there's help, like for example, the fund that the league is giving some clubs, to improve. So all that helps, and I think for me was the obvious choice. And so far, no regrets. Everything is really good. We're growing every day, the community. And speaking of growing, this podcast came from you, AJ, the idea. So how can you talk to us, tell us a little bit how that idea came on, and all the work behind it, because we've been thinking about it and working for the past couple months about it.
Yeah. Bleacher Brothers started about 15, 16 years ago there was a whole business plan and a model behind it. We were younger. We had a lot of money, but we had zero experience in this space.
Mhm.
Both broadcast, we weren't even broadcasting them. We were selling tickets, kind of like a StubHub. StubHub was pretty much like the only ticket reseller then. And we had a site with news, and we sort of were doing podcasts before anybody else did a podcast. And we were shooting videos before your phones even did it. We used to have these little flip cameras, and we'd put stuff out. And the problem was all the IT stuff, all the computer guys, and they bled us dry. We ran out of money. So I said, all right, let's pack this in, forget about it. And then fast forward to about 3 years ago, I met a guy who was a really big deal in sports radio. And he had me on his show, and he says, why don't you start a podcast? You might have some fun doing this. So I did it as a hobby. And then I've been just surrounding myself with other people who love different sports, whether it's sports betting, soccer, football, baseball, whatever. And we've grown a little network here. And I don't know, our following last month was somewhere between 4 and 5 million between podcasts, all the social media outlets, website. So it's, we'll see. But right now we're having fun with it. And and last month it was actually the first time that it paid for itself in a month. So that's kind of cool. We have sponsors and we have affiliate programs and whatnot. So anyway, when I got involved with this, the owners group, which I think Scotty formed on Facebook, maybe.
Yes. Thank you, Scotty.
Yeah, it's very active, and you'll meet Scotty. There's more of us. There's a lot more of us. Unfortunately, yes, Uncle Rico is part of this too. I know that anybody that watches the channel knows Uncle. Not unfortunately, I'm just joking. But
he'll be on as well.
Yeah, I saw all the action in that owners group, and I'm like, you know what? There's a podcast here. So I put the message out. You guys all replied and responded, and we got a hold of Michael, and the team is so accommodating to anything and everything we ask. Here we are, and we're just hoping to have fun with this and to help grow the team in the United States, also in Carrick. And Carrick, we're coming for you. We're coming there. We're going to broadcast there. We're going to do silly stuff, and everybody's gonna I don't sound like Trump, but everybody's gonna love us in a really bigly way here. But anyway,
thank you, AJ, for the backstory. And yes, like you said, everybody's welcome. If you're an owner, or if you're not an owner but interested, or if you're discovering like AJ and everybody about soccer and what it means to to represent a community, to grow the community together. And this is an open podcast, so if you want to come and join one of those weeks, just message us, on the chats, or send us a quick message, and we'll be happy to have you. We'll have Scotty as well, Rico, and others as well in
And that's
the
what we'll
upcoming
do.
weeks.
At some point, we'll do a poll. Who is your favorite host? And then the favorite host, I don't know, they win a prize or something. But there's a bunch of us, so we're going to rotate in there.
Yeah, we are a lot. We are a
If
lot.
you
For
don't
sure.
like all four of us, don't worry about it. There's 4 more
You
guys
can vote.
just waiting to come in. So
Vote. The tribe has voted. You're out. AJ.
exactly, like
Get relegated.
Big Brother.
Out.
here.
Yes. Well, AJ now has to go in the background. Thank you so much,
All
AJ, for jumping in.
All right, guys.
And let's move on to the seriousness of the show a little bit. And last weekend we had an important matchup against Glenavon. So let's have a quick look at the highlights. I cut a small clip of the highlights from last game. The game. Yeah, so there was a quick highlights because very few chances.
That's one many.
What do you think about it, Chris? About last game?
Well, if you watch the Stephen Baxter interview afterwards.
Yeah, I have it. If I have a little piece, so to see if his feedback is the same as us.
We call this the beautiful game, and there was nothing beautiful about that game. But I really, I've been a proponent of his. Sometimes I'm outspoken. He knows more football than I'll ever know, but sometimes I get, a little bit frustrated. But I have to give him credit. I thought his interview was really good. Didn't make any excuses. They're spot on. If you're looking at it, the injuries really have caught up with the team, and there's not a lot of depth. And they had nothing to lose. They were a wounded animal when we played them, being last in the table. It's a game you're not supposed to lose if you want to ever go to European competition. But I think really for us, like we said, the expectations need to be just not to get sent down and just to maintain right now. I think we're in a rebuild phase. And we do have like that one highlight you showed there of, I think Carrick passed it back to Cody James, which has been getting a lot of publicity as one of our better younger players. Was one of our better opportunities. We're going to need somebody like that to step up until Adam Lachey gets back. And I think there's another guy, Shannon Kakas. I probably butcher these names because we don't get any announcers when we're watching. So I'm probably butchering the names, I think. But Steve was talking about they're only a couple of weeks away. And I've noticed our attack since he's been gone is really been hurting.
He's on the light side.
Yeah, we don't have the size, and that was one of the things he brought up too. Was about they were real physical with us, and they had a lot more size. There was 7 yellow cards in that game, 4 of them by us. So the game was physical and very chippy. And then but we're not sitting there blessed with a lot of size, especially when our 6'5" strikers out. I knew when we talk in the forum, going back and forth. I think our tactics we play, I feel like the wingers are going to need more pace because we did a lot of long pass and run and chase. So it's very rare that we don't play a lot of possession, which when we talk about the game coming up, that's one thing that they have one of the best passers in the
Yeah,
league.
we'll talk about it in a little bit. And
Yeah. So
before I move to Andy, let's hear a little quick snapshot of Stephen
Stephen,
Baxter.
1-0 defeat to Glenavon this afternoon. I'll get your thoughts on the game, please.
It was a game that didn't please me, Ryan. There was no football played by either team. It was a day you had to deal with the conditions, with very windy conditions, and Glenavon were obviously fighting for their lives at the bottom of the division without a point, and the ball was in the air all day long, and we had to deal with that. And similarly, we were then trying to play a similar ball with the conditions into their spaces, and their back four dealt with it very well as well. So I felt that the two back fours were on top here. There was no chances in the game other than the free kick that scores the winning goal. But we haven't threatened them at all here today. I just felt we were slightly outmuscled in certain areas of the pitch that didn't please me. We didn't get our foot on the ball, didn't take our time in certain areas of the football pitch. And when you play like that, you're not gonna penetrate a defence. You're not gonna get a key pass that opens up a defence. And we didn't do enough here today. So that's the disappointment. You know, we were sitting the second half trying to work out different shapes of trying to change the style to try and find a solution, but we didn't have that solution. We didn't have that game changer, and we didn't get anything. We didn't deserve anything out of this game today because we didn't play well enough. I can't come on here and say we had 4 great chances to win that match. We had no chances to win that match, and that's a disappointment for me today. We haven't.
Yes. So what's your feedback, Andy? after
Definitely entertaining from Stephen Baxter on that, on the quality of play. That being said, to echo what Chris said, definitely Cody James had a really nice shot, and very nice up and coming player. He's only 16. We have a couple other guys such as Grills that are coming up as well, which are going to be great new blood into the team, and hopefully bring forward Stephen Baxter's vision for the team. He has a lot, Baxter too, since this is our first show, he has 20 years of management experience with Crusaders. So he definitely knows what he's doing, and, will get us on the right path to continue growing. But also to note too, Glenavon actually made a manager change previous to the game. Yes. So that was Michael O'Connor's first game there, which makes it definitely difficult to scout because you don't know what you're going to get. Also, their team showed a lot of heart, and that's kind of one of the difficult things, I think, when you have a specific team you follow. I know Michael's main goal with Rangers is to make sure that we stay up, but it does make it where, as a fan, every game you're watching on TV or at the ground, the U.S., there's teams that tank in pro sports, and it's just a wasted year. With these teams, their backs against the wall, Glenavon's going to give you everything they've got, and they definitely put on a good performance. Likewise, Jack Malone just had a really great, beautiful free kick on that brought that forward. So unfortunately,
you can have the best. You can have the best goalkeeper, and it's impossible to stop that one. That was very, very beautifully taken by Malone.
Yes. So as bad as some of the play was, but it was as mentioned, a very physical game, and that is kind of a nice aspect to our sport. That in Northern Ireland, where that's kind of a little bit more of how the play is compared to what you'll see in English Premier League every week. But the team held on that, and it's just a matter of every week, and every game matters, no matter who you're playing. And I think hopefully we're going to have a much better result this upcoming week that we'll talk about in a little bit. John, what were your thoughts on the game?
So very, very similar to the coach, Stephen Baxter. So when he was talking, I felt like he was repeating what I had in mind. It was a very low performance for both sides. Because I watched the game, I analyzed the game, and very few chances on both sides. Besides the free kick, they didn't have that many chances. And us, besides the one we saw in the highlights, we didn't have that many as well. It was a poor overall game, I would say, from both sides, not criticizing just one or both. For me, very low standard type of game. And I think it was one of our lowest performance of the season so far. because even when we played against top teams like Larne, Coleraine, and Linfield, we performed way better. We scored a goal, and this match I felt like we were not really into it, and I think he summarized quite well the game overall. It was a few chances. He says at the end we didn't do enough. So that's perfectly summarized the game against them. And also you brought a very good point. The change in management, that's very important, because you cannot really analyze a coach with no games. So to you cannot know how they're going to play ahead, because we don't know how they play with the new coach. So I think that's also didn't help with the performance overall, because it was a big question mark how they're going to play with the new coach. Are they going to be more possession, attacking? Overall, it was neither or. It was more long balls from both sides. So it's a type of game you want to forget quick and move on and focus on the upcoming one, which is what we're gonna talk in a little bit. But before that, you mentioned as well very experienced coach that we have, Stephen Baxter, and we want to congratulate the milestones time right now. 1,000 games as a coach, that's very impressive. So congratulations, Baxter. Legend of the game, legend of the league. 20, you said 20, a bit over 20 years, right? With the Crusaders.
That's
He
correct.
won almost everything possible with them. So really good experienced coach, really good experienced player. So he knows a lot about the game, about the league. So we have to trust the process. It's a long process, like you said. So hopefully we can move on and start, getting some results. In the milestones, we have two more. Do you know which ones are the milestones, Chris?
Danny Gibson, his
Yes, and another one as well.
goal scored. Yeah, I just remember Danny Gibson. So, and he's probably our most lethal attacker that we have right now.
Very experienced as well. We have two. Gibson, last game, 100 appearances with Carrick, and another one is Paul Italy. There you go, against Armagh, 100 for both. So congratulations to both of them. Very talented, very great players for us, for the club. So that was just a quick milestone, Leo chapter. And now what's
Heatley got back pretty quick from that.
Yes, for that
injury,
massive head injury.
And what we've seen in the league since, there's been a couple other incidents. So that's probably something we're going to start hearing more about being addressed, is the walls over there on the goal. So
yeah, I'm surprised there haven't been more incidents prior. I mean, those walls have been there for a couple seasons already. So, but they're very, very close when you look at the standard safety distance. It's probably right there on the edge by an inch. Like, okay, this is allowed, this is not allowed. So
yeah, it's
I
weird
think
they had them all at once. They all came in like boom, boom, boom. There was like 3 of these type of incidents.
Exactly. Mhm.
So,
and one of them, unfortunately, was fatal. But I think
yes.
they need a massive change. They need to probably increase the distance, the safety distance between the walls and the lines.
Yeah, similar to Major League Baseball, I remember they used to have problems. They put the netting up because people were getting hit or foul balls. So
imagine you attend the game and you go out with the black eye the next day. Oh, you got into a fight? No, it's just a miss ball. Yeah, of course. That's safety first. Safety first in any sports, obviously. And let's move on to the most important game right now. It's the upcoming match against Cliftonville. Tough opponents. And what's so special about this game, Andy?
Yeah, so Cliftonville is going to be definitely a tough game. They're known as the Reds, and they're actually the oldest club in Ireland. Fortunately, they've had the number of Carrick long term for a while, but they are on a losing streak. So hopefully we're catching them at the right time. But very important thing, as you see in the graphic there, I'm going to be a little bit of a different jersey that we'll show you, but we're a special weekend where the team are going to wear black and pink jerseys in honor of breast cancer awareness and research. And those jerseys are going to be auctioned off as well. If you do go to the Carrick Rangers website, you're able to see the link for that. And there's a good look at what the ones are going to wear on. Every single player on the team, their jerseys are available to bid. Please try not to bid too much on Cody James because I'm trying to get that one.
You shouldn't have said anything. Now it's too late. Let me write down.
Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned how good he's going to look for us in the future until the next podcast when the auction closes. But no, it's going to be definitely a tougher game. But again, Cliftonville is kind of at a tough spot as well. They're just below us on the table too, so it kind of matters a lot for us staying above them, and also the ability to kind of move up a little bit on a couple other teams we have game in hand against, including Ballymena, Portadown, and Dungannon. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but after we go to Carrickfergus, I'm sure we're all going to have it down and maybe develop a little bit of an accent in the future.
We need to take some lessons. So locals,
exactly.
From the locals. And how about you, Chris? What are your expectations for this Saturday?
Well, like Andy was saying, the game's really important with them being 10th in the table and we're 9th in the table. And the thing is, we're only 3 points. You know, as bad as our form has been lately in league play, we're only like 3 points away from getting in that 5th, 6th spot, which looks to be a very crucial spot that you want to get to. So, you know, with this, it's one of those things we've been seeing this year. I haven't seen a lot of Cliftonville, but I know they have a player named Jack Keeney, who's the highest accurate passer in the league. He's even had completed over 100 passes in a game this season. So that tells me right there, they probably got a guy they're going to funnel a lot of their offense through him, and a lot of their they're going to probably play a lot more possession than we play. That's been one thing I know every Saturday when we watch the game. So we get about possession, especially when we go up first with the 1-0 lead. We haven't been very good about playing a possession game because of our style. So I'm a little concerned about that, how that'll factor out, especially if we have depth concerns. You know, it seems if you're chasing the team around possessions and then you're doing a lot of chasing. I will say our goalie has the best leg in the league. If you ever watch some of those kicks, he plays a pretty good ball to those wingers down there. So I'm waiting for us to convert on one of those. But it's a big game, and we're by no means as bad as we've been playing lately in the league. We're not out of this thing. So, and, you know, we're just a couple weeks away from getting healthy. So if we can just hang on, get everybody back, and, you know, the savior Cody James comes through. And AJ, whenever we see AJ again, he's probably got to love these uniforms. They have a Miami FC flair, their colors.
Oh, I'm sure he's gonna try to bid on one of those. Maybe Cody James
color. So, and I'm bidding on that too. So I've already seen some people getting a little heated in the forum, like, I'm going to come in and take your bids, you know. So that's why don't say who you're bidding on, because whoever's watching is probably going to come in and all-purpose bid now. And he is one of the guys you want to go. You know, he's not our only good young player. We do have some other guys. There's a guy, I think it's Jack Boyd, who's made some appearances. So I know he's maybe one of the part of the future too. And there's a couple other guys. I think there's a guy named Joshua Andrews he's down in the next league below, but they wanted him to get playing time. So he's playing down there, and he's another young player. So he's out on loan. So that means he's getting some minutes with another team. So I think it's important for these guys. And I will comment too, that I saw in the forum when we lost our cup game, and we were eliminated from the cup, people were complaining about the lineup. If you watch like the EPL and FA Cup and Caribou Cups, they play. That's the only time you get playing time for reserves. So you want to see what they got, and sometimes you're going to mix and match. So you can't get too upset about what Stephen Baxter puts out there sometimes in a lineup. That you're going to see that. I mean, you're a PSG fan. I think Mbappe's brother played on the team. He was getting playing time in those type of games over there. and because that's where those players, you got to see what they can do.
Yeah, no, of course. Well said. They definitely need some play time. They especially in the cup matches, you can see who has the potential to join the first team. So that's also a good time for them. So we have 2 or 3 very young players, 16 and 17 years old, that could possibly join the first team by the end of the season and get ready for next year. And to remain with the upcoming match, Cliftonville, there's a little bit of story behind the two. Cliftonville is very, very annoying when they come to play at Taylor's Avenue. In the last 8 games, they only lost 1 time. Every time they come to play in our home field, they very, very dangerous. They won 6 and drew 1. So it's very, very difficult to play them. Last time they came, they won 2-1 against us. Heatley scored for us, and the one you mentioned, Keeney, scored. So Keeney is that very dangerous player. So we have to keep an eye for him. Overall, they've been struggling. They're behind us, but like you said, 3 points, you can jump 3-4 spots. So this type of game is very important to get back into a winning shape. And just to say about Cliftonville, they try to create a rivalry with us. I don't know why we have rivalries with everybody, because we're so close to Belfast, and Belfast has most of the clubs. They have, I think, 4. Is it 4? Lindfield, Glentoran, Cliftonville, and another one. I think they have 4 or 5. So they try to create rivalry when I guess there's none. Right now we just want to win, and that's gonna be it.
Easy commute
Yeah,
for
we
those
even had
guys.
somebody. Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, Andy.
No, it's like it's
Thanks,
an easy commute for them. That's been one of the things on Saturday. It's been frustrating. It seems like, and that's been one of the topics we talked about, was trying to increase our fan base. I'm going to take the approach like church. You're supposed to invite someone to church every week. Anybody from Northern Ireland's watching this right now, invite somebody to the game. Go to the game. Bring somebody. Maybe we should do a wee funder to get tickets to get people to go. More people. We need to fill it. We need to fill it up. I think it holds like over 2,100, which I know that's also a factor. We're going to probably talk about the grounds as a topic. Grounds.
Well, but, you can start. I was going to bring it up, so go ahead, Chris.
Well, I know there's been a lot of chatter back and forth with fans. Some like, hey, why don't we buy it? There could be some advantages, but I guess apparently some of the people that have dug further into the lease have said that we really have a good lease deal the way it is right now. It's not going to have any effect on the club because it's a municipality we're leasing it from, and we have a pretty good deal and lease runs. And I guess there's a lot of issues with tax issues and stuff, so it may not be such a good idea to buy it. I don't know how it impacts. I think we're supposed to be doing some upgrades to it with the funding we're getting. So I don't know all the details on how that works with the funding and with it being up for sale. I'm sure we're going to hear more from Michael about this as it goes on, especially once a deal is complete.
Go ahead, Andy. You want to say something?
I was just before, with Cliftonville, they're trying to start a rivalry so much that even in our Carrick Rangers owners group, somebody tried to get in there that was a Cliftonville fan and talk trash with us, and we're like, we're getting up to speed on the whole rivalry here, so give us a little time. But I agree with Chris. Definitely the lease that Rangers have is really good for the team. And it's also great that there's a commitment from the local government to help increase the stadium. And there's going to be a lot of improvements. That's another great reason to invest in the team that Michael's really put forward. So it's only going to enhance the number of seats there, try to build a better atmosphere for the team. And that definitely makes a huge difference when you have that. Some of the teams in especially in Belfast, have a lot larger stadiums, and it's just really hard to be on the road. So this is kind of where we're kind of on the ground floor and moving forward, and it's going to be exciting to see where we get. But the grounds as they are definitely are good, but it's only going to get better and become a better home atmosphere and give us an advantage in the future.
Okay. And quick a message from Michael Becker. Says before the 410 fixture, Michael shared the plans of the grounds. Really incredible for the club community and the growth of the club. Excited to see it unfold.
Yeah, great point. And then also, we didn't touch on it too much, but additionally, the women's club has been doing really well. They won a championship shortly after I joined our group. And additionally, the youth academy is going to be a great addition too. And to Chris's point, in terms of growing the fan base, that connection with families, and you get people involved young, they're going to be lifetime fans to get more people out. So I think we're definitely on the right direction, that this is all going to continue to grow, and it's going to be amazing to see in a few years where we're at that point as things continue.
Yeah, that was another thing, the chatter that was coming in about that, because I guess, like I was telling you earlier when we started this, I was an agent, so I used to get bombarded with emails after emails from players and tape, and sometimes I don't know the relationship there, but I saw a lot of people complain about kids being turned away from the academy and stuff. Sometimes if you're playing at that level, a parent has to realize their kid, only about 1% make it. And it could be a tough thing. Now we need to have something for those kids too, where we grow the fan base, where we have a rec league, or we have something for not just the boys, but the girls too, to grow this. And I know, that's the big key for Michael's vision of growing the fan base. Is he wants 500 plus kids in this academy, and they all drag their parents to the games, and that's how they all become Carrick fans. Because we're getting a lot of feedback from some of the other places that they've done this, and they the kids walk out with the players, and they get to run on the field, and I think that's something that we really need to look at to increase that, to make it worth their while. I don't know. That's something in the marketing department. Hopefully, as this podcast grows, we get people from the staff to come on. I like to learn a lot more, because sometimes when I do this from afar across the pond, I feel kind of ignorant, because I only get so much information tidbits. And so it's hard to talk and judge too much when you don't know everything. So I hope I don't ever misspeak or say anything. So I appreciate the people coming in the chat and providing information that might be from.
Thank you, guys. And yes, like you said, it's that support to grow the community is very important. And we also want to thank that special Facebook CRFC fan zone, correct? Is it that one is really good. Thank you so much for all the work, all the information that you share, the videos. It is very helpful for us, since we're very far. We don't have that closeness that you have. So we really are thankful, and we appreciate all you do, and thank you for sharing all that stuff. It's the Facebook, right? Facebook page, fan zone from Carrick CRFC fan zone, and they share some videos. They interview some the player of the match at the end, the IQ. So that's cool to listen to, and to get you here, your listening ears to the Scottish, the Northern Irish accent.
And I think that's Alan, who's in a lot of the conversations with the owners group. That I think he's part of that, and definitely has helped us. There was one game where it's difficult to see the penalty shootout, and he was able to send us some videos direct from the game.
Yes.
So likewise, as Jean mentioned, it's definitely helpful if others want to, especially if you're local. We're looking forward to learning a lot too from the community, and how we can help grow the team. So definitely please reach out if you have any resources, or you'd like to be part of maybe on the show at some point too. We'd love to have you on.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to teach us some words, some even how to pronounce certain names in the squad, that would be very helpful. So open doors. You're welcome anytime you want to just shoot us a message, and we'll make sure we make it happen. Always welcome in the podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited if we ever get anybody. That's one point I did want to bring up on the Cliftonville game. I saw Michael was saying there's 4 U.S. owners going to the game this Saturday.
Wow, nice.
I think they were talking about letting them pick player of the match, letting them vote on it. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I don't know who the owners are. I wish I did, because I'd love to get some footage from like the dugout bar. I guess over there is like one of the loyalist bars with the hardcore fans hang out, and get some people from the game. I know those kids, they're hardcore. I think they were up there waving the flag or beating the drum. I can get to see them. So they're
the best.
They need to rub off on everybody up there.
Yeah, they need to bring more friends of friends and friends of family and family of friends and everybody they can to grow that little network. And they also travel sometimes, so that's cool as well when they do it. It's the little group. You see them sometimes in the broadcast, so that's cool. And
yeah, I'd like to get some inside information too on when you travel to these other places. How are you received? Is there any hooligans, or how is it there? You know, are they a little bit more hardcore and like talk a lot of noise to you, or what? You know,
that's a good question. I would love to know too, because we don't know how's the vibe in Northern Ireland compared to other countries where it's very family friendly or not at all. Sometimes you cannot even travel.
Yeah, if you ever listen, because we don't have announcers, you can sometimes I'll start hearing a lot of F-bombs being dropped. I don't know if that's our manager or if that's a fan or who that is, but I'm like, geez, yeah. So it sounds pretty hardcore.
Yeah, it is. And just to finish this, man, it went really fast. We're almost at the end. So we're gonna talk real quick about the Owners Summit. Are any of you going to the Owners Summit, or are you still deciding? Let's start with Andy.
Yeah, so I actually pitched the idea to my wife last night, and luckily Iceland Air looks like they've got some good prices right now. So the plan is that both of us will be there. So really looking forward to hopefully any of you guys. I think Chris will go on to you next, but I believe you might be going, and really hoping to meet some of you in person as well as anybody listening in. And definitely very much looking forward to visiting the town and getting to know a lot of the cultural aspects too. Yeah, I can't wait, but it's going to be a fabulous time in March.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, we're going to be going, me and my wife and my son. Actually, he already knows. It's no secret. So we're getting him shares for Christmas.
Well, if they didn't, now they know.
I have to get Michael up and hope that he lets me have our certificate early before it rolls. So, but yeah, so we plan on doing that, and we're gonna try to go to. We're looking at the Iceland too. That looks like it might be the best place to fly into, what I'm hearing. Also, my son, who works at a physical therapy clinic, said somebody came in, been to Ireland, the Ireland area before, and he said the Irish whiskey and the Guinness, because I'm a big Guinness fan. I'm going to go do the tour in Dublin. Is supposed to be better there, so I'm looking for. I hope they sell it at the game, so I can have one in my hand and get into it. I'm anticipating that should be our best attended game. If a lot of us go. What I'm hoping, and I hope we're still having something to play for during that game. That's my main thing. That's my personal goal. It's not about relegation, it is about relegation, because we might be, I don't want us to be playing for that one out there, but I hope we're playing for something like for the playoff to get up in the standings. So I want the game to mean something, and we're playing a really good opponent too, one of the better opponents.
Very tough one.
So yeah, I mean, it could be a long day, and hopefully we're healthy for it, and hopefully by then too, one of these young guys is getting a lot more meaningful playing time too.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I don't know yet because of scheduling issues. I have to wait closer to New Year's. For me, that's when I get the calendar. The schedule is released, so I won't know until then, and hopefully I can. And because AJ, if you're here, if you want to show your beautiful face, there you go. We would love to probably do a podcast there. That's the idea, right, AJ?
100%. I want to go to the pubs, and I want to figure out if anybody can figure out what the hell the people are saying to us. Can you interpret this? We want to do it from the Taylor's Avenue. We want to go all over the city and just kind of become a part of it. So yeah, 100%. And you don't need to worry about the schedule. Your season ended last night, and they're going to change the schedule. We didn't even get into that.
It's a lot of work. The off season is a lot of work for me as well. But yeah, I would love to. If we can make the podcast over there, that would be fantastic with those boys. I'm going to ask them a ton of questions if I'm going. I'm so curious about all that little group that they have. It's so cool. Very, very nice.
And added bonus, a few days before that St. Patrick's Day, so can all meet up in Dublin and then go up to Carrickfergus from there.
Yeah, why don't we make a month out of it? Why don't we just go right after New Year's and stay all the way till the end?
I'm sold.
We get a lot of good coverage.
And staying. It's not going to rain the whole time.
Yeah, it's going to be cold.
We can just sleep in the grandstand. We'll be good.
Well, thank you so much, guys. We're towards the end of the show. Thank you also the ones who've been messaging us. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Scotty. The Scottish one was Scotty, actually. Remember when you were asking if that was so thank you so much. What is it? Oh, when we were there earlier this month, my wife and I picked the player of the match. Very cool. Oh, see, there you go. So Michael was one of them. Michael Becker, I think is the did you share the pictures with us? I don't know if it was him. Somebody, a couple showed us, and but that was cool. So I guess if you go outside of the owner summit, you have another nice opportunity to get closer to the players. That's a nice opportunity to go.
Beautiful area. You see pictures of the water, the castle at night, all lit up. Looks really. I think that castle is part of like the Game of Thrones inspiration for their castle. So.
I don't know, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very cool. What's the weather like there in March, though? Because I don't leave Florida certain times of the year. So,
you're not going to have fun.
Mostly rain. It's still cold. It's cold probably until like May-ish. So cold and rainy. That's most of Ireland and England usually around March.
That's what the pub is for, to warm up.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. See, and the whiskey. Like,
I just want to meet the camera guy that's always wiping the rain off the lens.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Well, there you go. It's because it's always raining. So yeah.
Oh, this is a great show tonight, guys. You want to know what we got on X as of right now?
Go ahead.
1889.
Wow, very nice. So great start.
We went over the 1,000 milestone.
Yeah, that was.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, making history with us, because this is the first one, and hopefully the first of many. And hopefully, if you want to join again, like I said at the beginning, if you're an owner or if you're thinking about it, feel free to contact us, to ask questions, and we'll be happy to welcome you into this great community.
And one more person to thank, Cord Krogan, who gave us, am I saying it right or am I saying it wrong? Yeah, Cord Krogan, who gave us the theme song that we played.
Yes, thank you so much.
And the song going out, and we'll make sure that in next week's episode, there's a link to all Cord's, what's the word? All his music.
Yes.
That you can go and listen, because he's absolutely awesome. So great job, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Andy. And obviously, thank you, AJ.
All right. We'll get out and be back next week, 7 p.m.
See you next week
on Thursday.